code I used to use two push buttons to control the brightness of an LED. One button causes the brightness to go down, and the other button will cause the brightness to increase. I named these the up and down button. First, importing the libraries needed and setting up the board numbering system. I used pin 31 as the up button and pin 33 as the down. The LED pin is connected to pin 11. The up and down pins have internal pull-up resistors set up for them and set up the LED pin as an output. A variable for a slight delay for debouncing the circuit. And then I created the pulse width modulation object for the LED pin with a frequency of 100. And then I created a variable called LED level to track the level of the LED brightness. And the next two variables I created are how I check to see if the button has been pushed and let go of. So in this particular program, if you press the button, regardless of how long you hold it, it will only increase the level of brightness or decrease the level of brightness one time for each press. So you need to track and see when was the button pressed and then let go of. So you need to know what was the state of those two pins on the previous loop. So that's what up state previous and down state previous do. Now we go into the while true loop. First thing we do is read the current state of the buttons, and I'm printing them out just to do some checking. And then if the up state previous is 0 and the current up state is 1, that would mean that the button has been pressed and let go of, and so therefore I'd want to increase the LED level by 10. And vice versa, if the down state previous was 0 and the down state currently is 1, that means that the down button has been pressed and let go of, and I would want to decrease the LED level. Now the next set of logic is just to check to see if the LED level is less than 0, then to set it exactly at 0, in other words completely off. And then if it gets greater than 100, then I want to set it equal to 100, and that would be the LED level being fully on. If the LED level is between 0 and 100, then I'll use PWM start to set it to the correct LED level. Otherwise, if it's 0, I want to just turn it off using the stop function. And if it's 100, I want to turn it fully on, so I'll just turn the pin completely on using the output true function. And then very important, when you get to the bottom of the loop, we need to set the previous to the current value for the up and down and go into the loop again. And you can see if you do the keyboard interrupt, you'll go to the cleanup and exit the program. So now I'm going to go ahead and run the program. Click it off, and just want to show how it's going by. You can see the settings of the buttons and the LED level. And I'm going to come down and show the circuit, and you can see the buttons are all hooked up and have a ground rail there, and then each of them are hooked to the GPIO pins, and there's the LED. So let's go ahead and press the up button, which I have as green, and we can see the light has come on. And if you go up and look, you can now see that the LED level is 10. So I'm going to press again and kind of hold just to demonstrate that it only moves up one time for each press. So now we're at 20. And we'll press again. And we can see that we moved up to 30. And now I'm going to go ahead and press and increase it all the way. So now we're at full tilt. We can see we're at 100. And if I press again, you see that we don't go above 100. So let's start bringing it down. And you can see it's at 70. And we'll go ahead and bring it all the way down to off. And the LED is off now. And you can see its LED level is at 0.